Imagine this. A storm sweeps through your life, leaving behind wreckage that feels impossible to repair. The storm isn't natural, it's a person. Someone who once seemed charming and magnetic, but turned out to be destructive and manipulative. This is the aftermath of a relationship with a narcissist. But here's the twist. While they may appear victorious in their ability to dominate or control others, their actions carry consequences far heavier than most realize. Today, we're diving into the 8 curses that follow a narcissist after they destroy a good soul, those rare individuals who give endlessly, trust deeply, and love unconditionally. If you've ever wondered about the ripple effects of narcissistic behavior, not just on the victims, but on the perpetrators themselves, you're in for a transformative exploration. By the end of this video, you'll understand why karma in its many forms has a way of catching up with those who exploit and harm others. So grab a cup of tea, settle into your favorite chair, and let's unravel the hidden truths behind the narcissist's downfall. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to thank you for being here. Your presence means everything to me, and if this content resonates with you, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and sharing it with anyone who might benefit. Together we can create a community of awareness, healing, and empowerment. Now let's begin. The hidden cost of destruction. Narcissists are often seen as untouchable, masters of manipulation, immune to guilt, and seemingly invincible in their quest for power and control. But beneath their polished exterior lies a fragile ego, constantly battling an inner void that no amount of admiration can fill. Their relationships, particularly with good souls, empaths, caregivers, and highly sensitive individuals, are marked by exploitation, betrayal, and eventual destruction. While the narcissist may walk away feeling triumphant, believing they've emerged unscathed, the truth is far more complex. Every action carries a reaction, and every wound inflicted leaves a scar, not just on the victim, but on the perpetrator as well. These scars manifest as curses, invisible yet potent forces that haunt the narcissist long after the damage is done. Let's explore these 8 curses in detail, shedding light on the inevitable consequences of their toxic behavior. Loneliness. The curse of isolation. At the core of a narcissist's existence is a paradoxical need for connection and a simultaneous inability to form genuine bonds. They crave validation and admiration, yet their manipulative tactics push people away. Once they've destroyed a good soul, the kind of person who would have offered unconditional support, they find themselves surrounded by emptiness. Loneliness becomes their constant companion. Without someone willing to tolerate their toxicity, they struggle to maintain meaningful relationships. Friends drift away, family members distance themselves, and romantic partners leave, unable to endure the emotional abuse. The narcissist's charm, once so effective, loses its luster when people see through their facade. What remains is a hollow existence, filled with superficial interactions and a deepening sense of isolation. This curse is particularly cruel because it directly contradicts the narcissist's deepest desire to be admired and loved. Yet their own actions ensure that true intimacy remains forever out of reach. Over time, the loneliness gnaws at them, creating a cycle of seeking validation from new sources, only to drive them away again. It's a self-perpetuating pattern that reinforces their belief that the world is against them, further entrenching their defensive mechanisms. The irony is that the narcissist's fear of vulnerability prevents them from addressing the root cause of their loneliness. Instead of opening up or attempting to connect authentically, they double down on their manipulative behaviors, hoping to regain control. But each failed attempt pushes them further into isolation, making this curse one of the most devastating consequences of their actions. 2. Karma in relationships. Reaping what they sow. Karma operates not as a mystical force, but as a psychological reality. When a narcissist destroys a good soul, they set off a chain reaction that ultimately circles back to them. People talk, patterns emerge. Over time, the narcissist develops a reputation, a label that precedes them wherever they go. Whether it's whispers at work, gossip among friends, or warnings from mutual acquaintances, their past misdeeds catch up with them. In new relationships, they encounter skepticism and distrust. Potential partners, colleagues, or friends approach them with caution, aware of their history of manipulation and betrayal. Even if they manage to charm someone initially, the truth eventually surfaces, leading to another failed connection. Each breakup, firing, or falling out reinforces the cycle, leaving the narcissist trapped in a pattern of self-sabotage. This curse highlights the futility of their efforts to escape accountability. No matter how hard they try to reinvent themselves, their actions define them, and those actions speak louder than any words. The narcissist's attempts to gaslight or rewrite history fall flat when confronted with consistent evidence of their behavior. Their reputation becomes a millstone around their neck, dragging them down despite their best efforts to rise above it. What makes this curse especially insidious is its cumulative nature. Each act of destruction adds another layer to their tarnished image, making it increasingly difficult for them to start fresh. Eventually, they become prisoners of their own narrative, unable to break free from the web of lies and manipulation they've woven. Loss of authenticity. Living behind a mask. To survive in a world where vulnerability is seen as weakness, narcissists construct elaborate masks to hide their insecurities. They project confidence, superiority, and charm, convincing others, and sometimes even themselves, that they are flawless. However, this facade comes at a cost: the loss of authenticity. When a narcissist destroys a good soul, they reinforce their belief that vulnerability equals failure. Instead of confronting their pain or seeking growth, they double down on their false persona, becoming increasingly disconnected from their true selves. Over time, this disconnection erodes their sense of identity, leaving them unsure of who they really are beneath the layers of pretense. Living behind a mask is exhausting. It requires constant vigilance, energy, and effort to maintain the illusion. And while the narcissist may fool others temporarily, they cannot fool themselves forever. The absence of genuine self-awareness becomes its own punishment, trapping them in a prison of their own making. This curse manifests in various ways. For instance, the narcissist may experience moments of existential crisis, questioning whether anything they've achieved truly matters. Despite outward success, they feel empty inside, haunted by the knowledge that their accomplishments are built on a foundation of lies. This internal conflict fuels their need for external validation, creating a vicious cycle of destruction and despair. Ultimately, the loss of authenticity robs the narcissist of the very thing they seek most: genuine connection. By rejecting their true self, they alienate not only others, but also their own humanity, leaving them adrift in a sea of superficiality. 4. Emotional stagnation. The inability to grow. Personal growth requires introspection, humility, and a willingness to confront one's flaws. Narcissists, however, lack these qualities. Their inflated egos prevent them from acknowledging their mistakes or taking responsibility for their actions. When they destroy a good soul, they reinforce their belief that the problem lies with others, not themselves. As a result, they remain emotionally stagnant, stuck in a perpetual state of immaturity. While others evolve, learn, and heal, the narcissist stands still, unable or unwilling to adapt. This stagnation manifests in various ways: repeated failures in relationships, chronic dissatisfaction, and an inability to achieve lasting happiness. The curse of emotional stagnation is particularly insidious because it perpetuates the very behaviors that lead to their downfall. Without growth, there can be no redemption. The narcissist's refusal to change ensures that they continue to inflict harm, both on themselves and on those around them. Consider the metaphor of a tree. Healthy trees grow upward, reaching for the sun, while their roots dig deeper into the soil. In contrast, the narcissist resembles a stunted sapling, its branches twisted and brittle, unable to bear fruit. Without nurturing their emotional roots, they remain trapped in a cycle of dysfunction, unable to flourish. This curse extends beyond personal relationships, affecting every aspect of the narcissist's life. Professionally, they struggle to collaborate or accept feedback, hindering their career progression. Socially, they alienate potential allies, leaving themselves isolated and unsupported. Spiritually, they grapple with a profound sense of emptiness, unable to find meaning or purpose. 5. Self-loathing, the inner critic. They can't silence. Despite their outward bravado, narcissists harbor deep-seated insecurities and self-doubt. These feelings often stem from childhood experiences, such as neglect, excessive criticism, or conditional love. As adults, they compensate for these wounds by projecting an image of perfection. However, destroying a good soul exacerbates their inner turmoil, triggering waves of self-loathing. When a narcissist betrays or abuses someone who genuinely cared for them, they unconsciously absorb the weight of their actions. Though they may deny it outwardly, internally, they wrestle with guilt and shame. Their inner critic grows louder, berating them for their failures and shortcomings. This internal conflict fuels their need for external validation, creating a vicious cycle of destruction and despair. Self-loathing is a silent curse, eating away at the narcissist's psyche. It prevents them from finding peace, forcing them to seek solace in fleeting moments of praise or admiration. Yet, these moments offer only temporary relief, never addressing the root cause of their suffering. Over time, the narcissist's self-loathing manifests in destructive behaviors. They may lash out at others, projecting their pain onto innocent bystanders, or they may engage in self-destructive habits, such as substance abuse or reckless decision-making. Regardless of the outlet, the underlying message is clear. They cannot escape the judgment of their own mind. This curse serves as a poignant reminder of the human condition. We all carry wounds, fears, and regrets, but it's how we respond to these challenges that defines us. For the narcissist, their refusal to confront their inner demons condemns them to a lifetime of torment, ensuring that their pain continues to reverberate outward. 6. Missed opportunities for redemption. The path not taken. Every interaction presents an opportunity for growth and transformation. For the narcissist, destroying a good soul represents a missed chance to embrace vulnerability, empathy, and accountability. Instead of learning from their mistakes, they cling to their toxic patterns, ensuring that future opportunities for redemption slip through their fingers. This curse manifests in subtle, yet profound ways. Perhaps they pass up a chance to apologize sincerely, opting instead for half-hearted excuses, or maybe they dismiss feedback from others, viewing it as criticism rather than constructive insight. Over time, these small choices accumulate, closing doors that could have led to healing and renewal. The tragedy of missed opportunities lies in its permanence. Once gone, these chances cannot be reclaimed. The narcissist's stubborn refusal to evolve condemns them to a life devoid of meaningful connections and personal fulfillment. Consider the story of two paths, diverging in a forest, one leading toward growth and the other toward stagnation. The narcissist consistently chooses the latter, unaware of the richness they're leaving behind. With each step, the distance between them and the path of redemption grows wider, until it becomes impassable. This curse underscores the importance of choice in shaping our destiny. While the narcissist may believe they're acting in their best interest, their decisions ultimately lead to their undoing. By ignoring the lessons life offers, they forfeit the chance to rewrite their story, trapping themselves in a narrative of regret and longing. 7. Financial and professional ruin. The fallout of arrogance. Narcissists often excel in environments where charisma and ambition reign supreme. At least initially, their confidence and drive can propel them to impressive heights, earning promotions, accolades, and financial success. However, Their arrogance and inability to collaborate eventually undermine their achievements. When a narcissist destroys a good soul, they also sabotage their professional relationships. Co-workers grow weary of their manipulative tactics, bosses tire of their refusal to accept feedback, and clients lose patience with their self-centered approach. As a result, they face demotions, firings, or business failures, plunging them into financial ruin. This curse serves as a stark reminder that success built on exploitation rarely lasts. Without genuine talent, integrity, or teamwork, the narcissist's accomplishments crumble under the weight of their own hubris. What remains is a legacy of broken promises and squandered potential. The financial and professional fallout extends beyond material losses. It erodes their sense of identity, leaving them adrift without the external markers of success they once relied upon. The collapse of their career or business exposes the fragility of their ego, forcing them to confront the emptiness within. This curse also highlights the interconnectedness of personal and professional life. The same traits that make a narcissist toxic in relationships, lack of empathy, manipulative tendencies, and an obsession with control inevitably seep into their work environment. Their inability to navigate these dynamics ensures that their downfall is swift and inevitable. 8. Spiritual despair. The search for meaning. Finally, we come to perhaps the most profound curse of all: spiritual despair. At some point in life, everyone grapples with questions of purpose, meaning, and belonging. For the narcissist, these questions remain unanswered, drowned out by their relentless pursuit of validation and control. Destroying a good soul amplifies their existential crisis. Having betrayed someone who embodied compassion and kindness, they confront the emptiness of their own values. Without a moral compass to guide them, they spiral into a state of spiritual desolation, searching for something, anything, that will fill the void within. Unfortunately, their attempts to find meaning often lead them further astray. They chase material wealth, fleeting pleasures, or shallow relationships, hoping to distract themselves from their inner pain. Yet, none of these pursuits provide lasting satisfaction. The curse of spiritual despair haunts them indefinitely, reminding them of what they've lost and what they'll never truly possess. This curse speaks to the universal human quest for transcendence. We all yearn for connection, not just with others, but with something greater than ourselves. For the narcissist, their rejection of vulnerability and authenticity cuts them off from this possibility, leaving them stranded in a barren landscape of their own creation. We've journeyed together through the 8 curses that follow a narcissist after they destroy a good soul. From loneliness and karma to emotional stagnation and spiritual despair, each consequence serves as a mirror reflecting the narcissist's own choices and actions. While they may believe themselves untouchable, the truth is that their destructive behavior carries repercussions far beyond what they imagine. Understanding these curses isn't just about holding narcissists accountable. It's about recognizing the broader implications of their actions. By shining a light on their struggles, we gain insight into the human condition itself. We see how fear, insecurity, and ego can derail even the brightest paths, and we learn the importance of compassion, accountability, and growth. Before we wrap up, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for joining me on this exploration. Conversations like these remind us of the power of knowledge, empathy, and resilience. If you found value in this discussion, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and sharing it with others. Your support helps amplify the message and fosters a community of healing and growth. Lastly, don't forget to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, experiences, or questions. Together we can continue breaking the cycle of abuse and empowering one another to live authentically. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking discussions, and as always, keep shining your light. Goodbye for now. Expanding on the themes. To delve even deeper into these themes, let's examine additional nuances and real-world examples that illustrate the impact of these curses. Real-world examples. Take the case of a corporate executive whose narcissistic tendencies alienate her team. Initially, she rises quickly through the ranks due to her ambition and assertiveness. However, over time, her inability to collaborate or accept constructive criticism leads to high turnover rates and declining performance metrics. Eventually, she's passed over for promotions and forced into early retirement, left to grapple with the ruins of her career. Similarly, consider a romantic relationship where a narcissistic partner repeatedly cheats and manipulates their significant other. When the relationship ends, the narcissist finds themselves ostracized by mutual friends and family, left alone to process their actions. The loneliness and regret compound over time, reinforcing the curse of isolation. Broader implications. These stories highlight the broader societal implications of narcissistic behavior. In workplaces, communities, and families, unchecked, narcissism creates toxic environments that harm everyone involved. Recognizing and addressing these patterns is crucial for fostering healthier, more equitable spaces. Moreover, understanding the curses that follow narcissists can inspire empathy rather than resentment. While their actions may be unforgivable, acknowledging the internal battles they face reminds us of our shared humanity. Compassion doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it does encourage us to approach healing with wisdom and grace. Practical advice for victims. For those who've endured the destruction wrought by a narcissist, it's essential to focus on rebuilding and reclaiming your power. Surround yourself with supportive, positive influences. Engage in therapy or counseling to process your experiences and develop coping strategies. Most importantly, remember that the narcissist's curses are not yours to bear. They belong solely to them. By focusing on your own growth and resilience, you not only break free from their influence, but also model the kind of authentic living they desperately seek, yet fail to achieve. Your journey becomes a testament to the triumph of light over darkness, hope over despair. Thank you once again for accompanying me on this exploration. Remember, you are stronger than you know, and your voice matters. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep shining your light.